Hello, and welcome to Chad Evans Entertainment. This week's song selection featured this week will be called, is called All Is Well. Um, Now, I was in a conversation with some other people about music and how a lot of musicians are working from home. Well, I do have recordings with other musicians, live band members playing along with me. But during this time, I've decided to do recordings um, from home. So what that means is I have a technology where in the keyboard I can play the keyboard parts. I play a little bit of piano, and then the bass sound I play the bass sound on the keyboard as well. The technology so that the bass sounds pretty good these days. And my drum beats, well, sometimes I program the drum beat that I want. Sometimes I'll use the preset drum pattern that comes with the machine, and then I'll add to it to give it a little bit more, production. And of course, the strings and everything else is all done through the keyboard. And with one exception, I do play the saxophone, and I'll play the saxophone. So everything is being, and a lot of musicians are doing that, where they'll do a lot of recordings from home. And I can send my tracks to a live person to play, and they can send it back to me. But I prefer, and I've always done this when I was doing recordings back in the day, I would always try to record and do it in one take. Everyone work on your music. I didn't like a whole bunch of takes and that sort of thing. I mean, work on the music. I sent you the parts, practice them, and when we record, we do them one take and we're out of there, right? So instead of sending it to somebody, I'd rather wait till I'm able to get musicians together and we go into the studio and play everything live instead of a couple of musicians and they'll send it to me and then I got the drum beat going. So that's why I do it this way. So anyway, this tune is called All Is Well. That tune. Again, it's called All Is Well. And if you like that, go to the website, Chad Evans Entertainment, purchase it, and I really appreciate that. All right. So, let me show you something. You see this piece of music here? Now, this is a song, and I'm going to show you guys, some of you younger players, how to work on difficult etudes. What you want to do is you want to take it phrase by phrase. So what I mean by that is you take the first two measures of that and you work on that first two measures at the end of that phrase line or that slur line. You just don't want to work on the song note by note, note all the way through. You just want to work on phrases. That's how I learned when I was studying at the conservatory in Brussels, Belgium, where we would work on phrases as opposed to working on the entire song or working on two lines of the song. We would work on phrases. And also, you want to check out all your fingerings. As you see, that starts with an A sharp in the beginning for saxophone players. You want to know, and you want to make sure you know what fingering you're going to use there. A sharp, side key, or you're going to use index finger on the left hand and middle finger on the right hand. And then you have the next measure with an F sharp and an E sharp, or you're going to use fork fingering, or you're going to use, these are the fingers you must go over before you actually play a piece. So what I normally do with a something like this, I'll play phrase after phrase. So I'll take the first part. I know I'm using the side key, A sharp side. I'm going to use the side key for that A sharp. And so I'll play that first measure nice and slow and easy. I'll go to the next one. That's an end of a phrase, a sentence. Something was said there. So I'll just work on that right there. I'll work on that and work on that and get to the point where it starts to sound musical to me. You see, we all can play notes. Everyone can play notes. Everyone is good at playing fast. But it's how you interpret the music that's in front of you. Although it's written music, it's not like improvisation. There is still some room for interpretation here. We'll go to the next few phrases. All right, so now that's the whole phrase right there. We broke the phrase up in parts, and that's the end of that whole thing. And then it goes into a whole new idea there, right? I think I did something wrong. All right. Now, once I get really comfortable with the way it sounds, I'll speed it up just a little bit. I keep throwing that off. Going down to that low B. When I was studying classical saxophone, it would take us 3 to 6 months to really develop and play one etude when I was at the conservatory. So, and that's because every part was analyzed. I mean, harmonically, what's going on with the piece, your fingerings that you're going to use, your phrasing, dynamics, articulation, everything has to fall in place. So that's just a little tip for some of you players that are working on really difficult pieces. Always try to find, when you get a piece and you say you're going for some kind of audition, look at your piece, look at it all the way through, figure out your fingerings, what fingerings are the best. You know, you have side keys, you have fork fingerings, you have your high E's and your high F. There are different fingerings you can use up there, an altissimo register. Try to find out, put pencil mark on your music. You always mark on your music. Pencil mark, put ideas, try to make sure you remember what you're supposed to play there. And then play phrases. Find the phrase in the piece. There's always phrases there. And it'll be a resting point. And then you want to work on that part only. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.